How does it feel to go shopping nowadays? Do you feel a little nervous because you can't afford what's in the grocery store nowadays? It feels like everything is getting more expensive. Like, I am honestly shocked by the prices that I see when I go out and I'm just trying to buy the minimum, the necessities. And it's hard to even get that. The shelves are empty, and this explains a lot. And this feeling of emptiness translates into so many areas of our lives, including fashion and sneakers. Truth is, I feel like people don't really care about sneakers anymore. Yeah, we don't really have that same happy-go-lucky feeling that we once had because the sneaker market just seems a little burnt out. The happy feeling that we once had is kind of gone in a lot of ways. And we got here because of our greed. I am a perfect example of all this. 2 years ago, I was buying sneakers every single month. It's like we constantly indulge and consume and we want more, but it's human nature. It's okay to want things, but you have to understand you will never have everything that you want. And the problem is we forgot what we need and we already have it. It's our purpose. Yes, there's a reason why you have the sneakers that you have. There's a reason why you're living the life that you have, and you're able to watch this video. And if you continue to watch the video, I will explain to you how to give your sneakers happiness and meaning once again. Close your eyes and just take a second just to think. Really examine why you are so stressed out right now, why you have so many frustrations. The economy is taking a toll on everybody. It's hard to just get things. Financial stress does a lot to how you view things and how you perceive things. When you're stressed out over money, you are constantly irritable. You can't really think straight. You can't see the positive in things, and it makes you more anxious, and your intrusive thoughts start to take control. Everyone is feeling this shift. It's not just in sneakers, it is everywhere. People are struggling. You can feel it in your spirit. Our constant day-to-day life is full of so much change and responsibility, we honestly forget how to sit down and appreciate things. Price of rent's getting higher, the price of food's getting higher, and you know what's not getting higher? Your paycheck. But the price of these sneakers seems to be getting higher and higher and higher. And this has been going on for a while, but we always found ways in our head to justify buying more things that we just don't need. I personally feel like it was our entitlement that got us to this point. We feel like we deserve things just because we didn't have them before. And once we finally get them, we're not really that appreciative of it because it feels like we just filled a small little hole. Truth is, we just put too much value on the price tag. And that is a major problem. For years, we have taken shoes for granted. We just like to spend money on kicks that have a lot of value, and we think that's just going to take care of everything because expensive sneakers mean validation for some reason. And when you compound this idea with the concepts I brought up earlier about financial stress, you can really see how it impacts our thinking. When we bought these sneakers, our judgment may have been a little clouded because of this need to impulse shop because we want this quick dopamine fix. A lot of these things that we bought in impulse only brought temporary relief. I have plenty of sneakers that are just sitting in my closet collecting dust because I wanted them at the time. I thought in that moment, like, oh my God, if I have a pair of these, it would just complete my collection. I'd be able to just say, oh my God, I got all these Yeezys or all these Jordans. I remember back in 2022, I was buying Yeezy 350s and Yeezy foam runners just to do it because I wanted to add to my collection because I felt when I had versatility and expensive hype sneakers, that made me feel better. But honestly, a lot of these sneakers that I bought in the past are collecting dust. Just like you, we tend to buy things in the moment just to give us some type of quick happiness. A shopping addiction can be just like a drug addiction, especially when you're burnt out. When you're burnt out, you have this numb feeling in your head. Nothing seems to excite you, and you're constantly chasing the feeling that you had in the past. I honestly feel like we're burnt out right now because the releases just seem repetitive. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm in a skeptical mindset, but I just don't feel like sneakers are that appealing because I don't have the money to buy them. And I know I'm not the only person that doesn't have spare cash sitting in their closet. It's not easy right now. And I'm learning a very important lesson, which is the lesson I'm trying to share with you. Just to be grateful, be glad to have what you have and appreciate it. But since we weren't doing that before, everything just seems kind of empty and barren. And I'm not judging the people that like to buy sneakers. I'm definitely one of them. Understand that life is not about the shoes, but the person wearing them. And understand if you're wearing sneakers, you need to be a good person and set a good example. And that gratitude will really make your sneakers shine more and give them more meaning and more purpose. And I'm happy to say in 2025, we're finally reaching a point where we rather save money and look good. This carries over with the way we shop for food. Like, think about when you're going to the grocery store nowadays. nowadays, you're not shopping for the same brands that you used to. You might have to downgrade on those Vital Farms eggs and get something more generic. You can't get the Oreos, you got to get the Great Value brand. And that is how we shop for sneakers nowadays. We're trying to get the best deal. Most people aren't really even concerned with brands like that anymore. You can see it in the way people shop for shoes on Depop and the way people are just okay with buying used sneakers or going to different brands like New Balances and Asics because they're just cheap and effective. You look good with them. You can slap them on with every fit. Less people are concerned with wearing hype things right now because the hype gets you burnt out. Burnout is insomnia. It's not being able to focus. Some of you guys in this younger generation have to understand you don't have to work so hard just to get things that are expensive and have nothing else to show for it. Like the most valuable thing you have is you, your personality, your character. You don't have to wear Balenciagas and expensive jeans just to feel like you're him. You're born like that. Like you're literally already a good person. Just do it. Just do what you already know how to do. And yet still, I feel like even though we're shopping better and we're spending less money on sneakers, people are still forgetting how to be grateful sometimes. And I get it. It is a hard skill to make a constant in your life. Because when you let go of your character, you let go of the meaning behind everything that you do and what you have. And there's so many things in this resale world that just blind us to the idea and the concept of gratitude and being grateful and being humble and just carrying yourself well. Most people that buy sneakers constantly work for them. They have jobs. And the thing is, we're tired. A lot of y'all are making money and it feels like it just goes towards nothing sometimes. A lot of us are working multiple hours in the week, taking on side hustles, different jobs, and sometimes we still feel like we're not doing enough, even when we're doing the things we need to do. And just take a second while you're watching this video and admit it. You're tired right now, man. You've been working your behind off and you use sneakers as an outlet. And that's okay. It is perfectly fine to reward yourself for hard work. It just feels like right now, people are taking advantage of our hard work. There are some parts of sneaker resale that are built on distrust. No one knew what they were paying for or why they were paying the price they're paying for it. We were obedient to this false guise of quality because if it's expensive, it means that it's built with quality and there's some type of value in the sneaker that will last forever. And that's just capitalism. Capitalism can carry a large degree of distrust. There's sometimes this feeling of manipulation when it comes to capitalism because capitalism is capitalizing on an advantage. And oh boy, do resellers like to take advantage. The bots, the scalping, the backdooring, this. Some people even knowingly sell fakes. They do whatever they can to get a little bit of money. Not all, some. And capitalism has allowed this practice because with capitalism, things are built on this idea of supply and demand. The less of a supply there is, the more demand things naturally have. And when you can artificially control the supply and make things feel exclusive, it will raise the demand, which in turn should raise the prices if people buy into the idea of exclusivity. But understand how exclusive a sneaker is does not give it value. The value comes from the story. Before the digital era, people had stories associated with sneakers, whether it be from athletes or celebrities or their own story behind when they bought a pair of sneakers. Nowadays, you buy sneakers because it's what you saw somebody else wearing. Fine. I do it all the time. We learn from each other. We copy from each other. But sometimes the story that we pay for on StockX is just to get a green tag and the validation of knowing I spent $1,200 on a pair of sneakers. Y'all gotta do more with that narrative instead of just saying that the expensive stuff gives you this great character. You gotta really build upon that. How are you gonna help people now that you got to this point where you can buy expensive sneakers? How are you gonna utilize that as a tool to give people another opportunity or another chance? Some of y'all may be watching this video right now and being like, dog, it's just sneakers, it's not that important. But it is that important because a lot of people are so selfish nowadays that they get confused. You forget the reason why you're giving gifts is to give gifts to other people. Sometimes miracles happen through you so that you can exhibit miracles on other people. And a lot of people in the resale culture just want to put money back in their own pockets. The hype was the gas that fueled this engine, and things are on E right now because the hype is gone. The hype was too much of a gamble. The hype made you sacrifice your judgment. Look at some of these sneakers from the past. A lot of these sneakers we dubbed sneaker of the year, quote unquote, but nobody talks about them nowadays because they were moments in time. People bought into that hype, that idea that, oh my God, this is the best sneaker of the year. Everybody's wearing them. Let me get them. Let me spend this money. And then what? you probably have them sitting in your closet. And I want to reinforce there's no problem with buying things and having a lot of different things. Just be grateful with them and be a good person. The reason why the sneaker game feels so empty is because of our apathy. We just don't care. The attitude is me, me, me. If I can't buy something, why on earth should I care about looking at it? Do you ever look at a sneaker and be like, dang, I might be able to give this to somebody else. It might look good for somebody else. And I go back to what I said earlier. We're selfish. It's human nature at the end of the day. We perceive things through our own eyes. And what we want when we buy these sneakers is validation. And this need for validation bleeds from capitalism because supply, demand, exclusivity. When you're exclusive, you feel better about yourself. You're one of a kind. You're great. But that exclusivity is not because of the sneakers. It is because you were born. You're born with a gift. And it doesn't come from the shoes. It comes from who you are and the purpose that you were given when you were born. Live through it. But like you, when I'm greedy, I'm only concerned about more, more, and more. That feeling that you get from wearing a pair of shoes that nobody else has is just unimaginable. The only thing that beats that is helping somebody else. And that's what sneaker content should aim to do. You know, I feel like right now it's hard to watch some sneaker videos because once again, you're not buying it, you're not in the field, you're not in the market, you feel left out. It's like watching your friends play on the playground when you have a broken leg. Many feel like the sneakers that they want are unattainable and far out of their reach. But this cannot be further from the truth. What you really want from these sneakers is that feeling of looking good, and you already have that. Just be confident. Capitalism likes to play on this feeling of validation, and it sometimes plays on your confidence because if you aren't at a certain level, you may not feel that exclusive. You may not feel that unique or quality. When you see something as your only source of confidence, aka expensive sneakers, and they're limited in their supply, when you don't have, you feel less than. And your demand for those things would naturally increase. That's what happened in the past. That's why we bought so many sneakers that we didn't need. But we're maturing, and I'm so happy to see that. And we all need to grow up because people will use your past against you. Big brands know you're addicted to nostalgia. That's why they use the past and resell it back to you to feed your inner child because you weren't able to get sneakers when you're younger. That's why a lot of us got into sneakers today just to fill that void that we had as children. You notice how in the year 2025, Nike had so many sneakers to come out from the vault all of a sudden. Wu-Tangs, Jordan 4s, Jordan 3s, Jordan 1s, all these sneakers people were asking for years. When people stopped buying sneakers, they're like, oh, what do we gotta do? Give them what they already want. The lack of sales triggered this because once the resale market started failing, that really impacted the retail market because people weren't going out and buying all these sneakers just to flip them quick. And then they ended up in the outlets bringing down the retail price of sneakers. The only way to get people interested in sneakers again was to use nostalgia to slowly feed us back in. But now what they're doing once again is controlling the supply and limiting it while slowly giving you what you wanted before. But don't let this distract you from your true message, man. Just do what you want and be grateful. You don't need all this stuff. Get it when you want, get it when you can. Try buying someone else a pair of sneakers every once in a while. Do random acts of kindness. Because what we're really vying for when we buy sneakers sometimes is a chance to fit in. And that's what buying in the hype was supposed to get you, right? No, because you've already been accepted. You're already good enough. You're a quality person. You have a smile, you got a heartbeat, and you got the ability to do great things. Just figure out your talent and be good looking while you're doing it. Like, imagine being the most gracious and humble person rocking cool sneakers. It's a win-win. But when we're so consumed with ourselves and fulfilling our own desires, things tend to get dried out. And that's why the sneaker resale market is struggling. Nostalgia is good, but it can get addicting. Like any substance, it can cloud your decision making and your judgment. That's why these companies can get away with releasing the same models, the same variations. There was a time in the past where we didn't even see through it and we kept doing what they wanted us to do. Buy, buy, buy. And now it's getting to a point where they're increasing the prices constantly. And we don't understand why we're paying the prices for things when they're just going to fall apart anyway. Some of these sneakers don't even hold up over time. That's why so many people have turned to thrifting as a source of getting sneakers and clothes because there's more of a thrill behind it. It's more rewarding and it's way cheaper. Nowadays, you can look good in anything. Loafers, flip-flops, you don't have to buy expensive sneakers. And let's be honest, nowadays when we see somebody wearing something cool and unique, you're like, hey, where'd you get that from? And when you're able to tell a cool story behind that, it's inspiring, especially when you didn't spend that much for it and you went somewhere like a thrift store. That might implant a good idea in somebody's head to change their values. And it's so overwhelming keeping up with these sneaker release calendars because they're always pumping out stuff when there's already sneakers from the past that we want. And the wish list is just getting longer and longer. And some of these sneakers are from like 10 years ago. But sometimes you gotta change your taste and wear something different. Take some time and go into your closet and look at what's sitting there. And I know some of y'all are gonna start thinking eventually, what isn't there? What's missing? But you need to be more appreciative of what's sitting right there. I know where that anxiety and that FOMO is coming from because there's a bigger problem nowadays, guys. We have to look at ourselves as ordinary people. Going to the grocery store lately has been kind of overwhelming because you can't get everything that you need. And then sometimes you're out and you think of things that you should have on your to-do list that you don't have on your to-do list and you feel ashamed of yourself. The shame that we carry causes us to do things that are hurting us. And what's really stressful in the sneaker store is the brands that we usually buy. The staples are going up in price all the time, just like in the sneaker game. Jordans are familiar. They've been coming out for years. They're the most dominant sneaker in the game, but the price keeps going up and up and up. And y'all forget who's in control sometimes. Y'all think the resellers have the final say and the companies have the final say of what to buy. Just don't buy it. Look at something different. Look at a different way to look good. You have freedom to choose what you buy. The problem is you allow people to restrict your freedom and you buy into their concept of what's cool and what's hot. Go look in your fridge. Go look in your closet. You work hard to put things in those spaces. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy expensive things just to look like you work hard. You're not invisible. There's an old saying that shoes make the man, but actually it's the man that makes the shoes. We're talking about man-made objects at the end of the day. They cannot hold that much value. Think about the food you buy. Food's only valuable if it's nutritious. But let's be honest, we eat out a lot. We eat things that have no nutritional value and cost a lot of money. And that's what we're doing when we buy expensive sneakers. We're eating food with no substance. And it stars us. Right now, some of y'all got rumbling tummies. People tend to make a lot of assumptions based off the sneakers on your feet. And the thing is, nobody wants to be judged for saving money. Just like when you go to the gas station and you only have enough money for $5 worth of gas. You don't want anybody to look at you like you're crazy. A lot of people are buying into a lifestyle they cannot afford. You don't have to buy into trends. And the reason why you buy into trends is because you failed to get the sneakers you want in the past. The resale era gave this false idea of success, like this come up story. Everybody loves a good struggle. It is the product of the hustle culture. Anyone that's a millennial or below, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, you grew up with the internet. And if you grew up with the internet, you know that you always need to be working because there's always a way to learn something or make money online. We're constantly pushing ourselves to burnout. And it was a lot of hard work to make it into the hypebeast circle. The high prices push people out of the culture. There's not too many people that want to identify with the negative stereotypes of being a sneakerhead. Nowadays, most people that are sneakerheads just want to look good. They don't want to make all that money from sneakers. The values are shifting and maturing. People don't want to struggle to look good. They want to save their money and look classy. Some characters starting to come back into sneaker culture. When purchases are made digitally, that face-to-face connection is gone, and we stop humanizing what it means to buy sneakers. That sense of community, gone. It's getting hard to tell who's authentic and genuine and somebody that's just trying to deceive you. And the best compass you have is just buying the things that you like. And when you come to that level of maturity, you start looking at the things you used to buy and being like, man, I need to sell this. I don't need it anymore. I could put some extra cash in my pocket. I'm definitely in that space right now. I'm selling plenty of my old sneakers just to, have some money to go out and live my life. Ever since I stopped buying sneakers every month, I started looking at shoes and fashion in general in a completely different way. I learned how to appreciate dress shoes, loafers, flip-flops, slides. I grew up a little bit when I felt like I didn't need to buy everything that came out. I learned how to make more of what I already had, and that elevated my taste a little bit. In a lot of ways, we get so caught up with fulfilling the wishes of our inner child, we start moving backwards. And that's how I started to feel when I was buying sneakers a little bit too often, like I was walking backwards in life. People are more practical with the way they buy sneakers nowadays. How many times can I wear this? Will it look good in my outfits? Are they comfortable? Is it affordable? People are thinking more. You're planning out your purchases. And when you do that, you're more grateful by nature because you know how much money is going into this. You know how much hard work is going into this. Your values are starting to shift away from the hype. Thank God. A lot of these big brands forget they need your loyalty to survive. And when the price goes up, we naturally should not be buying the things that they want us to buy. You know, you can create a sense of competition by going to other brands, and then these companies will figure out a different way to get you to come back. Maybe they'll bring down the prices, maybe they'll release something you actually like, but you don't have to go buy all this stuff just because you feel like it. Nobody likes forced exclusivity. Don't be a fool. You always have options. And the biggest option you have is to be humble and take care of yourself. Don't be so stressed out when you go shopping, man. Like, I'll be honest with you. Things are hard right now, but you gotta have faith. Because when you're a good person and you walk in your purpose, things will naturally work out the way they need to. And I pray that one day you're able to buy any sneaker you want, regardless of the price, the quality, whatever. Whatever your heart desires, you should be able to get. But once you get to that space, I ask that you use whatever you did to get in that position to help other people do the same thing. Because when you're grateful, doors just start to open left and right, and you need to use your sneakers to walk forward to create a path for somebody else to follow in. And I think that's what sneaker culture is coming to because a lot of sneaker content creators are showing how they get sneakers for a lower price and they're showing how to get sneakers for a steal. You can get them from Marshalls, Ross. You can go to the outlets and get sneakers for a cheap quality. Facebook Marketplace is a place. Reps are also a viable option for a lot of people. People are waking up and they're learning and they're teaching other people how to do it. And I think that's what's going to bring the sneaker community and really people as a whole back together. Because right now we're so disconnected because we're selfish, but learn how to appreciate each other and everything you have and why you were given it.